Hi guys, welcome back to the Casual Watch Reviewer. So it's been a couple of weeks since I've actually done a watch review, which is funny considering the channel's called the Casual Watch Reviewer. But I finally feel now that I've made it as a watch YouTuber because I was actually contacted by UNDONE watches. So they kindly asked me if I would do a review for them. They generously gave me actually quite a wide berth of what I could do with one of these watches. And I know that you've probably seen a few of these UNDONE reviews online, and I was certainly interested to see kind of like what all the hype was about. Now, I appreciate that this is not the typical kind of watch that I review. I normally lean towards mechanical. Now, they do a mechanical dive watch, and I was half contemplating whether I should just try and go mad with one of the mechanical dive watches and just see if I could make like a really ugly watch. But I will be giving the watch away to one of the viewers probably towards the end of the year, so I didn't want to burden somebody with a really ugly watch. So what I did was I chose one of their Mecha Quartz models. Now, I don't normally review Mecha Quartz, but I think that there's the most customization options are available on these. So as you'll see during the review, I'll give you my open and honest review because honestly, I've been skeptical of what the watches are actually looking like, and there's been other YouTubers kind of like waxing lyrical about them, but I promise you I'll give you my open and honest review of what the ordering process is like, and we'll be unboxing this one and going through it all. Let's flip the camera around and get started.
So here we go, guys. So this is a bit more of a close-up of the UNDONE box, which you didn't see in the intro. So it comes in this nice kind of like fabric covered box. I actually quite like this this piece of paper that they put on here. It actually tells you when your watch was purchased right on the top. And this looks like some kind of like old vintage certificate or something. And then inside we have the first customized retro watch, kind of like old vintage poster. Looks like a postcard on the back there. Now, here's the watch, but I just wanted to get a few things out of the way before we started with this review. I know that you guys have probably seen a number of other UNDONE watch reviews on the internet. Certainly a lot of other watch YouTubers has reviewed these watches, and I kind of was joking about that in the intro a bit, but I am serious about wanting to kind of like set the kind of level straight with this. Why would I do a review on an UNDONE watch that a lot of people think is kind of like a fashion brand watch? Well, there's a number of reasons. So to start with, yes, I do normally review mechanical watches on the show, but when UNDONE reached out to me, I did think about whether to do the review or not. But reading into the company, the philosophy of the founder and how they've gone about creating these watches, I think it's a very interesting story. Now, I'm not going to go into that too much here because on one of the other channels, on one of my favorite YouTube watch channels, Bark and Jack, he actually did a great job of going into the history of the founder, the history of the brand. So I'll leave the kind of link up here so you can view that. I'm not going to kind of rehash that. He did like an awesome job of explaining it. And does this watch appeal to a serious watch collector, an aficionado, somebody like a typical person that would watch one of these watch YouTuber channels? Probably, if I'm being honest, probably not, because it's a quartz model to start with, although they do a mechanical watch. I did mention that before. Also, it takes a lot of inspiration from other vintage watches, in particular the Omega Speedmaster for this particular model. But this watch, if you're a new watch collector, if you're looking for something cool and you're just sick of the fashion brands just churning out very similar looking models, you know, for example, and then you've only got a choice of certain types. If you're looking for a cool watch that you can customize to your liking and have something that's totally unique that nobody else has, if you're very sort of like fashion forward looking and you're interested in a really cool looking watch that nobody else has, or even if you're a serious watch collector and you're buying a gift for somebody else, somebody who's maybe not into watches, like a family member or something like that, then you can't go wrong with this. I mean, this would just make a fantastic gift for somebody as well. So if we look at it from that perspective, that's the kind of perspective that I'm gonna treat this watch. It's the cool thing about it is the amount of customization options that you can have. It's very rare that you can customize a watch to your exact tastes. I think UNDONE is probably one of the best brands out there for doing that, to be perfectly honest, and that's why I agreed to review one, and I'm happy to review one. So first of all, let's just take this protective covering off here. So I'm going to take this off. This covering always reminds me of when I was a kid, because for some reason I would always leave this on my watches thinking it was protecting the screen, even though it ended up making the watch look awful. So what we've got here is one of the Tropic range. So it's one of the quartz ones and it's one of the Tropic range. Now, it's called Urban Tropic. It definitely references back to early Omega Speedmasters, those ones where the dials actually patinaed over time. What UNDONE here have actually taken that concept and then like forced aged the patina on the dial, which actually gives it quite a cool look. And also, you probably wouldn't be able to find a Speedmaster within decent price range that had that kind of patinaed dial. There's actually 3 levels of the patina. You can have one that's very distressed. This one is the middle, and then you can have one that's not distressed at all. So as I mentioned before, it's Mecha Quartz. So with Mecha Quartz, there's no continually moving second hand. So it looks here like the watch has stopped, but it hasn't. All you're seeing is the minute and hour hand moving round here. Now, Mecha Quartz essentially means that it's a quartz watch with mechanical components, and those mechanical components you can see by the sweep of the chronograph. So a quartz watch typically ticks from second to second to second, whereas a mechanical watch like this Speedmaster, the second hand sweeps. What they've done here is this is a hybrid movement. So it's hybrid, it's quartz powered with mechanical components. So if we press this second hand here, you see that it actually does sweep, very similar to how a mechanical watch sweeps round. So that's the advantage of having Mecha Quartz. To me, I don't think the trade-off's worth it. I think I would rather see a continuous second hand, but that's totally down to personal choice. And as I mentioned before, UNDONE do a mechanical watch, and they also do a chronograph watch that does have an ordinary quartz movement in it that does have a continuous sweeping second hand. In fact, it's one of their new watches called the Regatta watch. Going back to the pushers here, we've definitely got that vintage guardless crown. There's no kind of crown guards on here at all. The pushers obviously have that nice snap to it. As with it being Mecha Quartz as well, you actually get the snap back on the second hands, where a normal quartz watch would actually fly back round. So it's got the Seiko's VK64 Mecha Quartz movement in it. We're 41 millimeters width. It's 316L stainless steel. It's got K1 crystal glass on it. So what's that? Well, you've got different levels of glass. Sapphire's obviously up there with its scratch resistant, and you see that on a lot of high-end watches. A lot of low-end watches will have glass or mineral glass. K1 is a hardened glass, so it's kind of in between crystal and mineral glass, although there is other options in there, but for the sake of argument, it's kind of in between those. So it isn't sapphire glass, it's K1 crystal glass. It's got the 20 millimeter lug to lug there. My favorite lug width. There's loads of straps for it. Even UNDONE have just a swathe of options that you can add on for the straps. Now if I flip round to the back, you'll see where I kind of went totally mad with the customization options. So there we have it. So I got the clear case back. Now you can either have it clear, and then obviously you can see the quartz movement, which you know, regardless of what you think, it isn't the prettiest movement. But here they actually allow you to put a picture on. So of course I put the Casual Watch Reviewer logo on the back there. Now, if I'm being honest, I can't tell you how tempted I was to put a picture of a mechanical movement on the back of it. But as always, I'm probably going to give this away to one of the lucky viewers, and I didn't want to kind of put my little joke on the back there. But I've definitely put the Casual Watch Reviewer logo on the back. And also, if we see on the dial, I've got CWR on the dial. Now, this case is actually all stainless steel. Now, the shine on it, it's very highly polished on here. And in fact, when I first saw it, I thought this might be like a coated base metal, but it definitely is stainless steel. Very thin on the lugs here, which is really nice. We've got this kind of like brushed finish on the side, and then we've obviously got the polishing on the back of the case, and then the polishing on the chronograph pushers here. So these blue bits actually, I think, are... Oh yeah, they're just stickers. They're just protective stickers on there. So let's just take that off. And then we've got the UNDONE signed crown on here, which is a nice touch. You certainly don't see that on watches much more highly priced than this one. Now, I kind of went all out with this watch, and this tachymeter, I believe, is a ceramic, and this is an upgrade. So in total, adding my initials to the front was an extra. Adding the ceramic tachymeter, because normally it comes with steel, was an extra. Adding my photo on the back was also an extra. So this whole watch overall came to $385. So that's going all out. They do range from about $260 up to about $385. Because they gave me quite a generous gift voucher to use, I kind of just added all of the options on this. So you can certainly, you know, go within your budget of how to customize them. I also added these white hands on here, but let's just talk through how I went about customizing this watch and during the entire process. Okay, so that really is as easy as it is. They regularly update you to tell you when the watch is going to be there. They give you a tracking number. It comes very nicely packaged. That bit is really slick, actually. The way that they can actually create these within like a week and then have it shipped to you is just phenomenal, really. Especially with, there must be literally thousands and thousands of combinations that you can do. You know, different colors of the hands and everything. I think is just, it's just awesome that they can create them that quickly. And you know, you're getting a really unique piece here. So guys, let me know what you think about this watch in the comments section down below. As always, I try and get back to them. I really appreciate you guys watching these videos. You can also contact me on the casualwatchreview@gmail.com or across my Instagram account. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time on the Casual Watch Review channel. Thanks guys, bye.